Shalom. Once again, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakapodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of James. All you brothers in the four corners of the earth that pushing the truth in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. This is Brother Isaiah coming back to you with a quick lesson to feed 144,000 chosen men, women, and children that make up the 1/3. This is just be a quick video. Hope that it be edifying to the elect. And a little testimony. Right? We as brothers in this truth, we all, catch hell, go through hell. Real hell, And when I say real hell, I'm talking about the condition, the situations, we have evil times we go through, hell times, people coming up against us, losing jobs, being misused, we end up in different situations. Every brother have their own lot. Now this is a video that I have downloaded a little while ago, and I was just running through some videos, and I stumbled on it, and I said, wait, Apostle Gobar is actually talking about this time that I'm actually going through, so I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna make my input.
9 and 24, the earth is involved in. But they really don't understand what they're involved in. And when things start to go wrong for them, as it will happen when you're called into this knowledge and this truth, you caught hell in the world, but you're really going to catch hell when you come into this knowledge, into this truth.
I want to speak on that because it's so true, because when you're in the world, right, you catch so much hell. Besides you being wicked, the world wicked, it's easy to maneuver on the way you gotta do. But when you seeing these wickedness going on and you're not doing it, you understand the spirit of Yahweh Shai, the Lord's spirit is upon you, the Rakakodash is on you, right? And you know what you're not supposed to do. I think it's Peter, he talk about there's things that we have done in the world that it's a shame if we don't mention it. Things we used to feel comfortable doing, when you come into this truth, you're not allowed to do it. Your spirit, it's a battle. And that is what Apostle Gobar was actually mentioning. You gotta understand where you're in. Right? You gotta understand this walk. Don't let the fame and the glory get the best of you, that you watch the next man, he's doing what he's doing. So you have to just make sure that, like, hey, this walk is a narrow part, the scripture said, and plus you have to walk your own walk. We all have to do it. We all have to walk that walk, and make the right decision through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Yeah, sometimes we make bad decisions, but hey, it's okay, and that is why we need Yahweh Shai. That is where the law is going to be put into our inward parts. We're never going to go off. We're going to always be doing the right thing, but we in this sinful flesh. But nevertheless, let me get back to the lesson.
How's the scripture go? Ecclesiastes, he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in what? Increaseth in sorrow. And sometimes it seems like everything bothers you. Everybody bothers you. You don't want to be around.
And the reason for that is because now, when the Ruach Kodash is enter into you, you don't want to do the wrong thing. You wake up. The Lord wake you. Hey, wake up. You understand? So you doing the right thing in this wicked ass world, as the scripture said, the whole world light in wickedness. Right? Doing the right thing in this society, in this world, is the hardest thing to do among 2/3, because the scripture tell you what, which is easy. It's easy, right? It's easy, but it's hard because people watch you. The scriptures say that they hate him that rebuke in the gate. You know, you always got to be talking to these hard-head, knucklehead, Jake, you know, like Apostle to hard to say, these knucklehead, bird brain, sorry, you know. Yeah, so you basically have to always, you know, be on your P's and Q's, because there's always some Jake trying to supplant you, trying to do something to you. Everywhere you turn, you know, even, you know, you go, you talk to a woman, she be lying that she don't have a man, and there go she have a man, which is a husband, you know. So it's hard, but through the Spirit Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, we're making it because of what the Lord is dealing with us, right? The Lord is dealing, and that is one of the reasons, you know, we increase in sorrow and we hate this place, right? We have a strong dislike for this place, right? As David said, you know, I hate them with a perfect hatred, you know, that hate thee, O Lord. So, good. I just pull over, so I'm gonna able to bring out some precepts.
People, like I always say, this knowledge, this truth turns you into a misanthrope. Look up the word misanthrope. It means,
actually, I look up that word. Misanthrope is someone who dislike or distrust humankind and treat and tends to avoid human society. Silakia. Right? See, misanthrope is someone who dislike or distrusts humankind and tends to avoid human society. And basically that is what we in that spirit of what, of hating this. The scriptures say what, a wise man do scarcely smile. Why? Because of the wickedness, right? What it tell you here, it was 2 Peter 2:6. I read from 7. It say, oh, you know, I could just read from 6. It say, and throwing the city of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrown. It say, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And that is it, because we're the overlight in wickedness, and we're vexed, right? It vexes your spirit. And you know, that's one of the reasons we say, hey, you see why, and we're the only, and that's why we look mad to people. People think that we crazy, you know, because what we say, this society have to go, it have to go. They look at us like we're madmen, you know, but literally this place have to go. You see, for that righteous man dwelling among them in seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. You see? Was he rebuking them? Of course he was. He was talking to them. He was telling them, hey, this is wrong. But they still will do the wrong thing, right? Okay.
is a person that dislikes people. And we have good reason to dislike the majority of people, because the majority of people are just wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So as you learning to become righteous, you don't like to hang around people that are wicked. You don't like wickedness around you. So naturally you're going to become a recluse, I believe the word is. I hope I'm correct on that word. You're going to become like a person that's basically a misanthrope. Okay? The only people you like being around is the same people that have the same mindset. And by the way, that's scripture.
So let me get that scripture as the apostle actually brought it out. Right? Sirach chapter 37 and 12. He said, but be continually with a godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandment of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarriage. All right, so yeah, you continue with what a godly man, and that is why we have the brotherhood. That's all we have. The only thing we have in this world is the brotherhood. Now, how do we know that? When one of the disciples came and asked you how, tell you how, thy mother and thy brother is outside, thy mother seek to talk with you. He said, who is my mother and who is my brother? And he pointed to what? His disciples. So all we have in this world is the man or the woman that do the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's not guaranteed that we have our woman. It's not guaranteed we have our mother or father. As I tell you in Matthew chapter, I probably might get it as we go down.
So certain guys, they don't understand that. They see the glitz and glamour of being in this thing of ours. They see other men giving certain men praise.
And as the apostles even mentioned that, the glitz and the glamour. Guess what? You see these men and they're doing what they're doing. You understand? And they're being diligent to it. Guess what? All that is a sacrifice. But this world, they want what we call instant gratification. Right? But what the scripture say, what the Lord is going to pass the third through the fire. The fire, it take a lot to become a man. Started with Apostle Tar for almost over 40 years, going all the way and still strong, along with these other apostles and elders. Guess what? You could imagine the road they travel, the men they meet. The scripture say a traveling man is what? A wise man. How much hurt you went through, it actually become a norm to them. Because of what? The Lord allowed them to go through certain things. You understand? So it's a sacrifice, and men don't want to go through the sacrifice. Again, every man have his own role to play. Every man have his own lot. Every man have a different lot. The Lord is going to try every man in his own way. Apostle Tar said that. He said every single man on the face of the earth will go through the temptation of the MOTB. And the only thing is going to keep you, as it tells you in the book of, let me get it really quick. It tells you in the book of Revelation, hold for me, Revelation chapter 3 and 10. It say, because thou have kept the word of my patience. Because having this knowledge, you're going to suffer. And that is what Apostle Gobai is actually going through here. The more you increase in knowledge, the more you increase in sorrow. He said, because thou have kept the word of my patience. It's patience. And patience, go back to the definition of the definition of the word, it go back to what? Suffering. And that is also a part of the fruit of the Spirit. He say, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Right? So it's talking about individually. It didn't tell you that the brother near to you, because he keep it, you gonna be good. Nah. Every man have his own walk. He say, which shall come upon all the world, which is every person, to try them that dwell upon the earth. It's gonna be an individual thing. The scripture say that the place is so narrow that only one person can go through it. Right? Only one. And then it's danger on the right and the left. Right? Okay.
Praise truth. They've been called into the truth, but they really don't understand what they're involved in. And when things start to go wrong for them, as it will happen when you're called into this knowledge and this truth, you caught hell in the world, but you're really going to catch hell.
Yeah, the video start over, but it's just a short clip, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful, right? Every man is going to be trying his own way, and you have to walk that walk. Now, they have certain walk that a brother could walk with you, but they have certain walk that you have to walk. You know what? Let me get that precept. Galatians 6, and I read from 1. It say, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, he which is spiritual restore such an one in the spirit of meekness. Consider thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Say if a brother see a brother going off in whatever way, talk to that brother. Try to restore him, counsel him, and that is why we do videos. That is why we have elders over us. That's why you have a brother near to you, right? You say, bear ye one another burden, and so fulfill the law. Now that is good. We could bear one another burden, but there are certain burden that a brother may not be able to bear for you. Like for instance, the MOTB. When it's pop up, no brother could bear that for you. Right? No mother, no sister, nobody could help you. You have to make a personal decision, you understand, not to take it. And chiefly, if you're a man of the Lord, you ain't going to take it. If you're part of the elect, you're not going to take it. Right? You see, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. So you got to humble yourself in this truth. You see, but let every man prove his own work. There is it. Let every man prove his own work. Work out your own salvation with what? Fear and trembling. Every man have their own walk in this. You see, and then shall he rejoice in himself alone and not in another. So this thing is about working out your own salvation. This is not about being a man pleaser. Right? This is not about being man pleaser. This is about working out your own salvation. You see, for every man shall bear his own burden. This is a spiritual walk, right? And you got to know how you live in your life. You got to know what you're doing, but you got to do it right by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Right? This is it. Every man have his own lot. Every man, and the elder sent this precept to me, right? Elder Shamar, he sent this precept to me. I know the precept, but in the time that he sent it, it was the exact time that I needed it, which is a famous precept. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, which is Sirach? Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and starting at 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So it will come. It will come. Because what? As long as you're in the truth, like Apostle Gobar said, some men don't understand what they're in. As long as you're in this truth, you're going to suffer in some way, some form, some fashion. You're going to suffer. We're not in this truth. Matter of the fact, the scripture said, present thy body a sacrifice. What did you do with a sacrifice? You burn it so the sweet smell could go up to the Lord. And it had to be acceptable unto the Lord. Guess what? We are that sacrifice. It says, set thy heart aright and constant endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mightest be increased at the latter end. And that is what we want. That is what we're looking forward for through the Spirit Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Take it cheerfully. Now it may not be cheerful, but you still have to, hey, though he slay me, yet will I maintain my integrity. Right? Damn. Yeah? Yet will I maintain my integrity. It says, and whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, and be patient. Take the suffering when thou art changed to a low estate. Say, telling you that we're going to go to a low estate, but we ought to be what? Faithful. You see, for as gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of see, lucky, that's my daughter calling. I'm going to answer in a few. You see, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Right? So we have to go through the fire. Right? But nevertheless, I got to go because I got to go pick my children up. With that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rika Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS, all you brothers in the four corners of the earth that pushing the truth in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.